Well, good morning, everybody. We're reading through Philippians today. Philippians, and this was always my favorite book when I was a teenager. It had a lot to do with the rejoicing part of it, but yeah, it is. It is a book of joy. But in the very first chapter, Paul mentions something. He speaks of something that we've been talking about for quite a bit now in the church, in our church. And that's that process of maturing, of growing. And there's only one place it can start from, and this is what we need to understand. The one place it starts from is from the position of love, and it is the only proper response we have towards God. It is not a position of fear. It is not a position of I got to save my neck. It's not a position of self-preservation. It is just a pure, unadulterated position of love. I love because He first loved me. It's as simple as that. And if you try to pursue the face of God for any other reason, you're going to fall flat. It's just not going to work. It's going to seem like He doesn't exist, like miracles aren't real, like the kingdom isn't anything at all. So these are. It's just going to seem like a made up thing. But when you start at that place, because that's where you have to start, right? In order to believe, there's got to be some spark of love. And we're not talking about, some people experience this cascade of love. It just comes cascading over them. They're overwhelmed. They're swept away. And for other people, it's a spark. It's just a spark. It's a beginning place. But love, just like what Jesus was talking about with faith, just like the size of a mustard seed, you don't need much more than that to get started. It's that spark that gets the engine turning over. But it's a beginning place. And if you're coming to God, if you're coming to Him because you don't want to go to hell, if you're coming to Him, I mean, what can we say? Some people discovered love. They discovered, it's not the best place to be, but you know what? If it's a beginning place for you, if you're just coming to Him because you want to save your neck, and in that, you then discover love. Then you discover His love. You discover that He's not the big meanie that you think He is. That He's not the judging. I mean, the judgment is all over. Basically, it's done. It comes down to that deciding factor is going to be: did you believe Jesus, or didn't you believe Jesus? That's what it comes down to. So if in that process of trying to save your own neck, you discover just how much He loves you, just how great He is, that He is good, and He's good all the time. And you fall in love with Him, then man, that's where it begins. You understand this road to maturity. If you come to Him because you're afraid of Him, you're not going to grow from that position. That's a position you're going to be stuck with. You're going to be stuck there. You're not going to grow at all. It is only when you are at the beginning point of love, when your response to what He has done is a response of love, that you will begin to experience growth. And there's a lot of growth, people. There is a lot. If you've been at this for a number of years and you think that you're pretty well there, I'm telling you, you just don't know as you ought to know. It's the first thing you've got to admit is I don't know what I should know. I don't know as I ought to know, and I'm not in the position that I should be in, because there's so much to do. There's so much to do in learning. There's so much to grow into, and it has to start in that position of love. It's just, there's no getting around it. That's the beginning place. So that's something for you to hold on to. Most of you know that already, but now is our time of exploration, where we discover how high, how low, how wide, how deep is the love of Christ. That's the journey that we're on, and it's exciting. So you guys be blessed today, be encouraged, and we'll talk to you later. Love you all.